good morning, everyone. I'm Deborah Rose with Realty One Group. Welcome to the talk show in beautiful Payson, Arizona. I want to thank Cameron Davis and his son Chaz of Razor Thin Media for helping us put this show on. If you would like to share this post, it would be really, really good. We love your questions. We have a very special guest today, a very courageous woman and fun woman, Kim Nichols. Welcome to the show, Kim.
Hi, Deborah. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So you've done something pretty phenomenal. We live in a little town of 16,000 people, and you decided to launch a new digital newspaper called the Payson News. Why?
It's not just me. There's a whole group of us that got really tired of not getting the whole story, or the story being skewed, omissions, and just plain old false statements from our current local newspaper. And so we wanted to give conservative voices a voice, a chance to be heard.
Yeah, so conservative values, why do you think that's missing in media in general these days, and even in Payson, Arizona, we've kind of lost a foothold in that arena? Why?
I think we're in a spiritual war right now. I think it comes down to when it's all about money for a group or a person or something, that is not a godlike value. And when you go down that road, you see nothing but money and materialism. Mm-hmm. So the news media has just been bought off, and I think here it's the same thing. We're a microcosm of what's going on in the country, and I think that it's really sad, but we're all about telling the truth, no matter what side it's on, or because there's truth, it's just the truth. Our platform and our business model is all about proving what we're saying is true. We do the research. We do a lot of research. We only put out 2 issues a month because of the research that's involved in doing it. And I won't publish something unless they've got backup for it. I just won't do it because we don't want to be another opinion paper.
Exactly.
We want to be something that you can rely on. And it's so important for a community to be able to rely on the news people that are gathering the news in the community and reporting it correctly. So I just think it's such a shame and a disconnect that we have, that we can't even depend on our local newspaper to make life decisions, important life decisions now, especially in the state of our country. And I think it's a disservice to our community, so we wanted to bring something that had some integrity and
which is a really good thing. And you created this so people can see it. I think people should see the slogan on this newspaper.
This is my commercial.
Infomercial.
Yeah.
Go.
It said, out with the old, in with the true. So, we started the paper in end of 2019. And we did probably 25 issues. Yeah. And then COVID hit. And then everyone was so busy, we scattered like ants. And the last couple of years, people have just been, everywhere I go, and people have been writing in that they want to see us start up again. So we started up again during the campaign. So that was March, April.
Yeah, you helped me with my campaign because we did a debate, or I did a debate, and
You debated yourself.
I was accused of being a meanie and very abusive
In the paper. Yeah,
in the paper, in the roundup, and they weren't even there, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, there was over 100 people in that room, and I got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
And I just confronted truth with facts. I had proof. So I think having proof is a game changer. So I wanted to let our audience know that if you want to sign up for the Payson News, they would have to reach out to you where, first of all?
Just shoot us an email at news@thepaysonnews.com.
news@thepaysonnews.com. And you can actually print this out, and it's really well done. And what's different, Kim was saying that, the information is corroborated with facts. So when you read an article and you see these little numbers in blue, you click on that number and the substantiating document actually pops up and you can see the truth. It's not just someone says it and we all drink the Kool-Aid, which is the current model of media, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
A great deal of work and research goes into verifying exactly what the article is stating. And I think that is desperately needed, because once you lose your trust in a system or in an entity, the only way to rebuild the trust back is to not make it about bad-mouthing or slandering someone. It's about stating the facts and showing people the truth, because otherwise anyone that just reads the paper would assume that, well, that person must be guilty. They must have done it because the newspaper stated it. And your approach is really different, and it's a very good read. There's lots of good articles here. I highly encourage that if you haven't subscribed to this digital newspaper, that you do so by sending Kim an email. And let's talk about some of the issues where you're giving, like on this issue, for example, this is your current issue. And why has not the Payson Roundup published the fact that our town was penalized and sued? We have to pay the piper now $11.3 million for not meeting the DOJ requests and the AG department's request for handicapped improvements. It could have been a $500 job, but because of neglect within the town, it became $11.3 million that the taxpayers have to pay. So if you live in Payson and you care about your taxes, well, guess what? We're going to have to pay for this somehow. And they're not being transparent. They don't talk about it. So what they do is they just increase a certain budget line, throw that $12 million into a different budget line, and no one knows what it's for. No one talks about it, but all of a sudden we have to have an increase in our town budget of at least $9 to $10 million. Well, I wonder why.
And they'll say that it's because they need more money for fire and police, because that pulls on the heartstrings of people. And that's their game. I mean, it's, and I hate to have to bring the truth out. It sounds like I'm mad at the town or whatever, but the truth is the truth. Our town could be run so much better. The people that are in the town, again, like we were just talking about, are motivated by money. They're not servants of the people.
Correct.
And I'm afraid that this next administration that's coming on board is, I don't even know what they stand for. Because they never said what they stand for, and they didn't really campaign, so how are we supposed to get to know these people? I'm afraid for the future of our town. The rodeo is thinking about leaving. Some veterans groups have left because the town raised fees on the softball tournament court. What? And everything that they raised there, they gave to the Payson veterans.
Mhm.
Crazy. There's so many things that could be so much better here, and I'm just trying to help Payson the best way I can, and I think that everyone that is in our group, with you being a servant, you wanted to serve your community by running for town council, and there's several others that we seem to be the only ones that are willing to stand up and willing to take on this big machine that seems to be getting bigger, and we're losing grip of the truth and where our town's headed.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I think a lot of people fear retribution. I mean, I'm not going to beat this drum anymore, but you've got to have a fearless spirit in order to stand in the front. And it's in the political realm. We don't want career politicians anymore. We don't want them. They're not helping. They don't understand. The common sense seems to have evaporated. We need more business people. What happens is when the bar is lowered and it keeps dropping, they have to get rid of the good people. A great example, Cameron Davis behind the camera did a phenomenal job, Parks and Rec, and he brought this town on the map and created a phenomenal website. And they insulted his ability to get things done. And this is a guy who created the Monster Mutter, did a great job with the 4th of July. Now we're talking about, well, we're going to go to a laser show. Incompetency seems to be the rule of measure now, not competency. So they get rid of everyone that makes them look bad, right? And you're right, it's power, it's control. So
it's money.
Power, control, and money, right?
That's the root of it all.
So what can people do? I mean, you're right. There's just a handful of people that are brave enough, like yourself, to come out and say, "Hey, we're gonna talk about the truth here. We're gonna verify with facts, and we want more people to stop drinking the Kool-Aid and to stand up and do something, because not doing anything is
That's not the right
aiding
road.
and abetting the wrong road.
The right road is always the hard road.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know that from our lives. I mean, every experience that I've had, the easy way always leads back to having to do it the hard way,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how you learn. That's how you grow.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm willing to stand up for other people. I'm willing to do the work. But we need your support. We need your understanding and compassion. And I know it's hard to hear the truth sometimes, because we don't want to believe it. We don't want to believe that we've been duped. But I think we all right now are realizing that we've been duped by our country,
Mm-hmm.
by our leaders. We've been duped within our community on some things, and that they're trying to shove down our throat. And if we don't stand up to these people, and this line of I think it's our demise, personally. Payson's going to be just like it is now, just a through street, and I don't want to change Payson's the feel of it, the quality of life here or anything, but it could be so much better. We could have a pool, we could have a community center, we could have theaters and maybe some art shops, or I mean, but no one is able to even have a business here because we nickel and dime them with permits And if they don't like you, they're not going to let you have a business here.
Well, not to mention we got a high food tax. We do
Oh.
have extremely high taxes here, but we have nothing to show for it.
We should have golden streets with the taxes
You
that
think?
we have. Yes.
I know. I agree. We have no facilities for children. That's pathetic.
That's
And
why our
it's
kids are on drugs, because there's nothing for them to do.
bored to tears. Not every kid, but we could do. I agree. We could do a lot better job, and it starts with the leadership.
Mhm.
And you know, I'm not in. It just seems like there's one agenda and one outcome, and it's definitely divided. There's no gray area anymore in this town or nationally. So, what do you think needs to happen? I mean,
I think the people have to stand up. I know that when they had the council meetings closed for COVID, we were one of the last towns to open our town council meetings to the public. That was by design, I'm sure, because a lot of things went through there. And from that point on, I kind of noticed that so we were fed up with not having the town council meetings open. So 30 people went out and protested in front of a council meeting, and they opened it up. The power that we have as citizens is a lot more than people think. It just takes showing up. And we could move mountains if we had, and it's not going to take a whole lot of people, but it's going to take more than just
30.
that. It's going to, but 30 opened it.
Yeah.
I mean, it did.
Yeah.
So can you imagine if we could all get together, what we could do and what we could change? I just think that people have to do it. They have to do it, if not for themselves, for the future, for the kids, and
the parents have to start fighting for future generations, grandparents. I hear it all the time. Our demographic here is really difficult to work with because 60% of our people that move here are retired. 30% or more are secondary homeowners. So the working class, the people that keep this town going, is really like 7%, because some of them are kids and they're busy. And they're
we're
busy.
retired. We have time.
Yeah, but see, some people.
I don't have any time.
Yeah, but they put up the hand and go,
I don't want to get involved.
I don't want to get involved. I came here to enjoy my retirement.
I don't do politics.
But the cost of that attitude is what?
Is selfish. Because you live with other people, you have grandkids or nieces, nephews, whatever it may be. And I was brought up, always leave something better than you found it.
Me too.
And if we don't take pride in our country and doing that, every single one of us, our country, well, look at the shape our country's in. We can't just be complacent and sit back anymore. And you would be surprised how good it makes you feel. I feel I don't particularly have a passion for what I'm doing right now. Because I did this free. I'm doing it for free. And I had a business that I did this type of thing for 20 years, and I swore when I retired that I would never sit in front of a computer again, because it makes my legs swell. I just don't like it. And I'd rather be doing a lot of things, but I just can't sit by and let something like this happen.
So we have a question.
We do. We have a question that says, how can we support your paper?
Oh, that's a great question. You can sign up. We are just organizing to, we just have a business, we just wrote a business plan. We are right now gearing up to be a real business. Before it was just, we gotta get this out there. But, so we've got a board now. And so I think within a week, everything is going to be launched, and you can donate or I would love for you to sign up for the newsletter, and then you can see what we're about and read more in depth of what our business strategy is. And then go online and you can find out all the information at thepaysonnews.com.
So these papers have been archived, so you could start from the beginning. People
Yes.
could educate themselves and see where it's come from, where it's been going, and where these papers archived digitally so people can find them.
They are archived on two websites. One is savepaysonaz.com//documents. There's a lot. I think we have 35 issues there. We're on issue 37 right now. Soon, this is 37?
37.
38 coming up. So they can go back and read all of those. And I would encourage, if anyone out there would like or likes to write, take photos, anything, if you want to be involved, just shoot me an email at news@thepaysonnews.com and get involved. We would love to have you. Right now we're all volunteer, but as a business model, as we move forward and get some funding and then start charging subscriptions for the online paper, we will be hiring and paying people, reporters. So we're kind of dedicated now to really giving the Roundup a run for their money.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need another side of the story, because one side is not good enough, and now that it's been infected, it's not always pleasant to consistently see one side constantly getting all the praise, all the honor, all the credit, and leaving a lot of heroes. There are true heroes in this town, and they are fighting the good fight, and they don't get acknowledged. And well, that's why you're here. I mean, you don't get acknowledged for anything, and I'm really grateful that you decided to come out from behind the shadows, because we talked about it earlier. You have to have a backbone and be brave, because the retaliation is real.
Yeah.
It's very real, and you have to stand up and do it anyway. So
if anything happens to me, you'll know who it was.
don't you? No, it's not gonna be. Anyways,
It rhymes with the Roundup. Just kidding.
erase that statement. Anyway, but we're only laughing because it's nerve-wracking actually, but
yeah, life has to be fun, and my motto is always, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it.
yeah.
But I would like to have people come on board with us, that just whatever your interest is that could work into the paper. I like giving people tasks that they love to do, because then it's not work, and then the money's a byproduct and we don't have to worry about it. We want to do a lot of events for the town. We're going to start the free movies again to inform people about voter integrity and stuff. I'm part of a group also called Save the Vote, that brought almost all of the whole line of the lineup of Republican candidates to Payson, and we got squashed by the Roundup, by the town, because we were trying to shine a light on voter integrity. Oh, shame on us! Shame on us!
Shame on it. What's wrong with
Shame on
transparency?
integrity.
Yeah,
Shame on
because
us.
if transparency were flipped onto the sources that need to be, all hell will break loose.
Well, it's funny that people don't realize, hey, step back a minute and look at the big picture. Why wouldn't you be transparent if you're telling the truth and everything's on the up and up? You would be proud of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
But liars can never remember what they lied about.
what?
Anyway, I think it's great to bring up the truth. It is definitely a sword. The absolute truth. I mean, there's a difference between relative truth and absolute truth. Absolute truth brings the sword, and I think that's what's scary about it. That people think that if they hear the truth, they won't be able to cope or deal with it. But just the opposite happens. It's the antidote for hopelessness and despair. It's a validation of justice. It's a validation of integrity, and it's what's sorely missing in this world right now.
And you feel really good about yourself when you start, because you know, you can feel in your soul that it's the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're walking in truth, I think it empowers you. It brings you closer to God. It allows you to make better decisions, and even little things when you start really being brave, and it really doesn't take that much. You'd be surprised that you're going to be a lot happier, and you're going to be proud of who you are.
Yeah, because you can go to sleep at night
Absolutely.
knowing that you're contributing to this world, and like
you're not
you
worried.
said,
Yeah, you're not worried
there's
about
no
anything.
fear. I mean, so
No
what?
fear.
So take me out, I go to heaven? Oh, thank you very much.
Rock on, I'm playing chess with God. That's awesome.
Dancing on streets of gold. And I think there's another element here for your newspaper in terms of the support. If you are a business owner and you stand for more of the patriotic viewpoints, conservative viewpoints, you do want to support absolute truth, not relative truth, then they could advertise in this paper, and that would help offset some of the costs that you've incurred. Just getting a website up. There's 2 websites. Save the Vote.
Well, you save the vote too.
Save the Vote.
Save the Vote AZ.com. We have Save Payson AZ.com, and then but the Payson News website is a great website. We're just now getting all of the tweaks in to take money for the subscriptions. I think we're going to charge $3 a month, and but we're doing an initial thing, a promotion for people that really want to support us. We're going to charge $25 for the first year, and that will really help launch us, so that we can really get some reporters out there and start reporting on fun things instead of just, being, I don't know, to me, it's got a negative connotation right now because we're trying to get all the stories out that are the truth, and it's not pretty. But I want to make it more fun. I want to diversify. I want to get more people that are reporting.
Put a crossword puzzle back in there,
Yeah.
like in the beginning.
Yes, and then the advertising and advertisers. We want to work with the advertisers and actually help them. I don't know that. I don't know if I can go there, but we want to work with the community and have fun stuff. So
Do we have 3 minutes left?
Yep.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Oh my God, it goes by so fast. Okay, so
where's my
so go
commercial?
back to your infomercial.
Hold it up high. There you go.
There you go.
Out with the old, in with the true, PaysonNews.com. Thanks to Kim Nichols, who is a sacrificial servant leader, which is what we really truly need more of in this community. I think some of the purest things in life are not tied to money.
No.
Right?
No.
So it's not like you're doing this to get rich, obviously. Since 2019, you've been working tirelessly for free, and I know how much work you put into this. And if you really look at this newspaper, it is beautiful, and there's so much content. I mean, you really need to catch up and know what's truly been going on behind the scenes in Payson and experience more of a balanced perspective on the happenings in this town. Is there anything critical on your mind that you want to close with, that you want people to know about?
I just want people to know that this is kind of we're trying this out. If we get community support, we will take it all the way. We will eventually get to where we'll do a printed paper. Once advertisers come in and everything's working together, but I see it more as a community effort. And we can all contribute to it. And I think the news is important. It's a very important part of our community. And we've been fed a disservice right now, and we're just trying to bring truth back to our community so that we can empower people to make the changes that we need in our town. And it's not a bad thing. The truth isn't a bad thing. The truth is the golden sword. It's what's going to shine the light on the darkness, and I just hope you help support us, because if we get support, we will go for it.
Well, even if you don't, you go for it.
We're going for
it.
it. But I don't know how long it can last without. I don't know how long people are willing to do things on a volunteer basis. I mean,
yeah,
I need to paint my house, so
help Kim paint her house. We need to put buckets around town.
Yeah.
I'll put a bucket in my office. If you want to make a monetary donation, you can write a check to Payson News.
The Payson News.
The Payson News, and I'll get it to Kim right away. We've got to support something really good like this. Like, you're the kid on the block that was the first kid to start the lemonade stand, and satiate everyone in the middle of July. I mean, but
No, not me.
yeah, that is, but on a more dangerous level. Anyways, she's awesome.
I did the
love
sign
her.
for the lemonade stand.
You did the sign. What? There's money coming. Money. See how easy it is when you ask, you receive. So you just have to ask. And anyways, thank you. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. As heavy and as important as this message has been, it's been very fun too. You are fun. You're an artist at heart, after all, and thank you for everything that you've done, Kim. It's come at a great sacrifice to
Thank
you,
you.
and I'm very grateful that you are doing it. I mean, she's the it girl in town. If you want to help support the it girl,
It should be that for Halloween.
Halloween, please support the Payson News. You won't regret it. Go to paysonnews.com/documents.
Save Payson.
Oh, Save Payson.
AZ.com.
AZ.com/documents to catch up and read past digital articles. And then you can switch over to the paysonnews.com,
And everything will be
and
up there
everything
this week.
will be there this week. So thank you for joining us. Please like and share. Tell your friends about it. Have a great week. Bye-bye.